Hello everyone, welcome back to Hollow Point Defense again. I'm going to do something a little bit different with the FPC and the new response rifle here. I'm going to do an after action report after I've had time to think about it and use both of the guns fairly heavily. Did about 275 rounds this morning with the response. Did this FPC, I probably got 3,000-ish rounds through it. So let's talk about a little bit of the differences, because everybody keeps emailing me or asking me, how are they different? Aren't they the same thing? Well, they're not the same thing. They're worlds apart. If you look at the FPC, it is a pistol platform, is what I'm going to call it. It is its own unique thing. It is a pistol. If you take my actual M&P here, it's got pretty much the same platform as this one is. So I'm going to refer to this as a pistol platform. And the response is obviously an AR platform. So those are your two major differences right there. I did write some notes down because I did a lot of following on various comments in different places. One of the concerns I heard and I've had zero issues with is because this is polymer, especially on the response, that this red dot will not hold zero because of the flexibility in the upper. I'm going to tell you right now, total bullshit. I was able to keep at 15 yards today, this red dot, 4-round groups, under 3/4 of an inch. All 4 rounds were touching each other. At 50 yards, I moved out the target to 50 yards, 4-round groups. I was keeping them sub 1.5 inch groups. So I don't think that there's enough flexibility in this upper to monkey with this whatsoever. And I did not do this from a hard shooting point. It was all freestanding up here. It was a soft zeroing what I did, and it was actually perfect. Same thing with the FPC. I didn't have any issues. This is all polymer, same as that one. I had no issues with this. In fact, my groupings on this one were almost pretty much identical to that one. I think longer distance that they widened up a little bit with this one compared to here. Don't know the reason on that, don't really care, it could be me. But that's some of the current concerns I heard there. And the other one was, again, the poly receivers, that they're not worth a shit. But that's coming from a lot of groups that I belong with that refer to the FPC groups. That's what they were saying about the response, is because it's a poly receiver and all that, it ain't going to be worth a shit. Well, like I said in the other video, guess what? This one's all poly too. The only difference is the pistol platform, it's an AR platform. So that was my biggest differences between all of this. So we'll get rid of those notes. Don't care about them. So I wanted to go over the FPC Pros, because people were asking me what's the differences and I get them. So we'll look at it this way. FPC Pros, it folds. It's compact. You can throw it in what everybody says, a backpack. I don't do that kind of crap. But I don't care about the folding, but it folds right here. Just pull that out and you can fold it. I'm not going to, because I don't intend to do that. It's very easy to use. Any shooter can put this in their hands and go to town and have a good old time. And two, it actually looks really good. It's not that bad of a gun. The cons to the FPC that I have found is cleaning the receiver is a lot more difficult, because you actually have to remove 3 bolts here, 3 on the other side to take this whole, and 1 bolt here, 1 on the other side for the barrel, to take that whole top piece off to clean inside there. So that was a big con. And the other con on this is a fixed stock. So where it's at is what you got, unless you're going to spend a couple $100 to replace this, which I'm not doing that. I like right where it's at. It's good for me. And the last con that I have with this is it only accepts Smith & Wesson mags, because it is a Smith & Wesson platform, pistol platform. So that's good on that one. We're good. So that's what I see in this one. Now the Response Pros, I do have quite a few of those. Let me let those fools go by. Now the noisemakers are fucking gone. The Response Pros, it's easy to use. If you can use an AR, you can use this one fairly easy. Controls are identical. The stock positioning, I actually like that because it is completely user friendly. So depending on your arm length and all that, you can change that stuff. Where the FPC, you cannot. This is easy to clean. Take 2 pins out, pop the top off, pop the bolt out, everything, virtually everything, with the exception of the breech, everything is perfectly good and easy to access. The other thing I do like about this gun compared to this one, mag compatibility is better because you have the flex mag system, which I put in the Glock mags because I have a whole bunch of them and I don't use Glocks, but I can with this one now. And 2, Smith mags are expensive. They're 30 to 50 bucks a piece depending on what the round count is. Glock mags, I can find them all day long, and Min 2s for about 8 bucks. And I've used those for years, had no problems with them. KCI mags, they run just fine. I use them all the day. So I like the Glock mag compatibility because they're cheaper to find, easier to find, and they're not as expensive, like I said. This one looks just as good. It looks kind of like an AR-ish, so it's got the good looks to it. The controls, trigger, safety, the bolt catch back here, bolt release catch, the charging handle right here is all the same as an AR-15, so it's very easy and familiar for most users. The other thing I do like is this trigger in here. If you don't like it, I love this factory trigger. There is absolutely no mush to it. Once you put your finger on it, next one is, it's straight to shooting. But if you wanted to change this trigger out, any AR-15 cassette trigger, like I use Rise Armament in my duty weapons, you can take this out and drop those cassettes in there. It's the same AR trigger. The safety right here, which is on the other side, is the same safety as an AR-15, and I'm changing that out to an Elfman tactical push button. So that's in the stock. This stock here, all of this is compatible with the AR mil-specs. And I use that word loosely because mil-spec isn't always mil-spec. You have to really watch what you're doing. But this will, any AR-15 one will fit on this. And that's what makes it nice because the accessories for it kind of open up for you compared to this one. There are no accessories for this. There are some, but they're expensive. And in my opinion, not really worth it. There is a couple of cons that I have to this gun that hit me right off the bat. First thing is I wish this charging handle was not plastic. I wish it was actually metal or aluminum like everybody else uses. So that I'm kind of hoping comes out in a aftermarket, because I will change that out. I wish it was not plastic. And the other thing, and I hate, and this is a con for both these guns. When you go to buy them, there are no muzzle devices on them. It's just got the thread protector. And that's all it has, is that little goofy, cheap looking thread protector on it. And when you look at this gun, how nice it looks, you get to that and you're like, ooh, it looks unfinished. If Smith & Wesson, which I know they'll never see this, but if they would just take $3 and put a cheap bird cage on there, 9mm bird cage muzzle device, it would make this gun more aesthetically pleasing. So you would look at it, I think it would sell more for a little $3 piece. Might make a difference, because that's the first thing I changed out, was that right there, because the gun looked cheap and unfinished. This is on both these guns. This is another con that I found. These are M-locks. Both of them are M-lock handguards. Problem is, those at the 2 o'clock, the 5 o'clock, the 11, and the 7 o'clock position, those do not work. They're just there, they're holes. They're there for looks. The only M-locks on both of these is the 3, 6, and the other side, 9 o'clock position, are the only M-lock positions that are usable on these two handrails. I don't like that. I wish they were like my AR ones where all these were usable. So it would make things a little bit better. That's the only downside to their handguards, Outside of being plastic, I wish they were aluminum, but the plastic's fine. We'll see down the road. Another year or two, I'll do another one, seeing how well they hold up. But that's what I see on these two guns. I got 3,000 rounds through this one. 200 and let's go with 275 on this one today. They're both really good guns. I won't get rid of either one of them. I actually like them both. I like the FPC, really do. And I really like this Response. But if I had to and I could only keep one, I'm keeping the Response for me. One, I like ARs. I use a lot of ARs, so this would actually be the one that I would want because it has a little more user flexibility or compatibility, especially with this back here. That to me makes a big difference where this one doesn't have it. Weight wise, they're about equal, including the mags. They're about equal. But I did not have any issues with these. Those are the pros and cons that I could find on these. I'm sure there'll be more later, as this one's really new to me within the last 2-3 days. This one I've had for several months since it come out. I don't remember when I got it. It's been a while. Right when they first came out. But I do like these. So if you're looking for one, pick whatever you like. It doesn't matter. If you like this one, by all means get it. I haven't. God, noisy ass people. And then if you want this one, that's fine. So you pick whatever you want. This is a small after action report. Again, this one did the same thing. Virtually this one did. I just like this one just a little bit better. Just because of the compatibility and the flexibility of it, to me as a user, was better than this one. Especially up here and right here. Trigger wise was a little better than this one. Because this one here, if you look at it, there is trigger mush there. Let me put a finger on the other side, there's trigger mush there. Where this one has no trigger mush. It's straight to it. I really like that trigger. So let me know what you think in the comments below, and we'll go from there. Pick yourself up either one of them. I think you'll be happy with either one. You guys have a good one. Good night. See you later.